welcome to another Tea With Me Tuesday. Oh, I gotta take a deep breath. So this was our past Thanksgiving weekend. Oh, great. I left my window open. Hold on. Oh, let's have a seat. Oh. Hi everyone, Great Power 60. Welcome to another Tea With Me Tuesday. My favorite cup and saucer. Oh, we had a busy weekend. This was Canada's Thanksgiving weekend, and we always celebrate on Sunday. Oh, my camera's crooked. Now it's even more crooked. I don't know. I don't know. Whatever. What are we going to talk about today? Yes, okay. It was our Thanksgiving weekend, and we went to my daughter's, and I took lots of pictures. I took video. I'm going to take my shoes off because I'm hot. I got the door closed, the window closed, because it's noisy out there, people coming and going. I'm filming, of course, Monday night, and everything is closed, being Thanksgiving Day, and we celebrate on Sunday. We have all of the family over so that everyone can have a day off to relax and digest all that turkey. We had a good time. I was apprehensive a little bit. My ex-husband and his wife have come to stay at my daughter's for a couple of weeks, and every time they come, and I think it's been 6-7 years, I've always kind of been a little uncomfortable, but this year was really wonderful. I was very hesitant because anytime we've gone over, my mom has wanted to leave like within 5 minutes. And I think I mentioned this before, where I was upset with one of my grandson's birthdays. We had to leave. I think I cried all the way home. Instead of me being more firm with her or get her busy doing something or whatever. So my daughter had told my ex-husband and his wife that, you know, Nanny's really different. She's really, you know, her dementia's advancing. And my ex-husband's always loved my mom, always. I mean, he knew her before I knew him. He was in the military, and my mom worked in the food service, and she used to serve all the young men and look after them, just like a mom away from home. And anyway, he was fabulous with her, and we were there for, let me think, 3 or 4 hours, and he was constantly at her side, talking to her, reminiscing about the old days when she was, and she started remembering things by him bringing up the days of before we met, when he was a young private and used to go to the mess hall to eat, and Mom was there, and she, you know, used to spoil all the young fellas. And it seemed to just spark something in her, and she just blossomed, and she really had a good time. Now today, I've talked about it, and she doesn't really remember much. But I know if I bring her to my daughter's to see my ex-husband, she will kind of remember again. But the point was that we were there for dinner. We were there before, we were there afterwards. She had a little bit of wine. You know, she just took a couple of sips, but the point is that she had the attention of the men. She loves my son-in-law. She loves my son. And obviously she loves my ex-husband. And so while we women were in the house chatting, they were on their back, what do you call that porch? I don't know what it's called. Deck, on their deck, and they have a beautiful deck with a cover and everything, and they've got one of those fire pits things, whatever. And they were out there chatting, and she was chatting up the guys, and she was repeating herself over and over, and they laughed and didn't care, and it was such a blessing to have people kind of take over for me. Sometimes it can be overwhelming. Yes, I'm okay with Mom. Yes, we get along fine, but once in a while, a break is really, really nice. And so I, although there was no huggy, kissy stuff going on, I'm an old lady. He's an old man. His wife is old. We're all old. We all got over it. I mean, we've been divorced longer than whatever. We must be divorced. Well, if my daughter's in her 40s, 40 years, I would think. 35, 40 years, something like that. Anyway, it's been a long time. Whatever what happened back then was back then. We were young, and things happen. He has a very nice wife. I know her a little bit. I don't know her a lot. But whatever, we're a blended family. And my son had a good time, and my daughter had a good time, and we had some wonderful pictures taken. I had so many wonderful pictures taken that just warmed my heart, So of all the times that we have had bad times over COVID in the last 2 years, it really was a blessing. And the funny thing was that my boys, my grandsons, were all down in the basement. All the cousins were all downstairs, all 5 boys, playing video games, chatting up a storm. I took a video of them. I also took pictures of them. But they stayed down there and enjoyed themselves. And all the adults were upstairs. And we women were in the kitchen chatting about stuff and laughing and having a good time. And the men were outside keeping Mom company. It was wonderful. So, thank you, God, for doing that, for bringing our family together and enjoying ourselves. It was nice. It was really nice. Anyway, so that was our Thanksgiving. We had a really, really good time. Mom had a good time. I was a little concerned because she was outside. Mind you, she had a heavy sweater on, but it was kind of cool out there, and I was a little concerned that she might catch a cold or something. And at her age, we do not want her to get sick. Anyway, I have such a tickle in my throat. Tickle, tickle, and it seems to happen when I talk too much. Anyway, so that was my weekend. I gotta have a drink of my cold drink here. Sorry, guys. What else was going on? Oh, my crafting. Oh, I'm having so much fun. I've been picking up a few things at the dollar store and at my multi-craft store to do some craft things, and I've been doing stuff, and I am really enjoying my crafts. I'm really enjoying putting them together, and I'll be glad, I've had to film them ahead because I'm doing the 12 weeks of Christmas. I have to do them ahead of time, and I have to plan ahead of time. But I also want to do other crafts, whether it be Halloween, fall, or Christmas, in between time that doesn't specifically go within the 12 weeks, because the 12 weeks I've got something planned all the way up till Christmas for each week. But I've got so many other ones that I want to post like today, but You can only do one video a day. If I keep doing 2 videos a day, I'm going to run out of videos. Crazy, crazy. Oh, and I still haven't done, you know what? Let's not talk about it. Let's not talk about it. I was going to get my son to come over, and then things happen, and whatever. Remember me laughing about it last week. But anyway, so I'm not going to chat too much. I have got to get back to my craft table because there are 2 things that I'm trying. I am trying, and if they work out, I'll videotape them, and we'll have some more fun looking at. Some of the things that I'm doing are not new. Some of them are just new ways or whatever. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but they're just fun. So we've had a good Thanksgiving weekend, and I hope everyone had at least a safe and comfortable holiday. And I look forward to this week where I have some videos planned, and I find it really hard. Some people, I don't know how they do it. They'll gather all their stuff that they've bought with at the dollar store and do it in like once a week or something, whereas I'm buying it, but I want to use it like now, so I've got to film it like now. So I don't know. That's just me, I guess. I buy stuff because I want to use it, and I want to use it like now, not later, because I know me. When I used to do a lot of hauls, last year, year before, whatever, I would just buy them and put them away in the anticipation of doing something and then forget about it. But I'm not doing that anymore. I'm trying to just limit my buying to what I want to use it for, and so that I don't forget. And occasionally I'll buy 1 or 2 things that I hope to use eventually. But most of the stuff I've been buying is because I need to use it now. That's the whole point of spending your money, is use it now. Don't store it away, and then in a year from now when you're fed up with crafting like I was, pack it all up and give it away. I searched this whole apartment for a container that I had collected wooden things, wooden objects in. I had collected, dowels and all kinds of wooden shapes and stuff that I might use. And I asked my daughter-in-law, did I give it to you? And she said no. And then I remembered. I had 3 big boxes full of craft stuff that I gave to the Boys and Girls Club. And I think that's because I was thinking, when I was packing up the boxes, the kids would really be able to use these wooden pieces to make something. I should have kept some of the stuff because I could use it now. There were dowels and things in there, different sizes that I needed, or sticks or plaques or whatever. Always be careful before you donate. I don't regret it. I'm sure the kids had fun with this stuff. But since I rearranged my craft room and took out my pink shelving unit and put it in my craft area, which really was a blessing, although I've got to sort it, but still got a lot of stuff off the floor, it kind of ruined my atmosphere in my room. I miss it. Now, I had put my extra, because I didn't know what to do with it, I had 2 shelves in here. One I painted pink and the other was white. Sorry. And so I put it in Mom's room. But since I put it in there and decorated it for her, even though she's put things on, changed things around, made a mess of it, I don't want to take it out of her room, but I really need it. And I'm not buying another one, so the things we do, Some things we do and we regret we did it, and other things we do we're glad we did it. We can never be happy. Us crafters are always doing something absolutely ridiculous. I had a dream. Oh, last week sometime. I don't know, I was hoping for the lottery or some darn thing. I don't know, fell asleep anyway, something on my mind. And I dreamt that I had an apartment. For some reason, I had an apartment, an extra room, and in that room, I had bought myself one of those, you know, those craft cabinets. They're like really expensive, and the doors open, and the shelf comes out, and everything is all put together. I dreamt I bought one. Oh my God, I don't know. Where did that come from? I think it's the whole, my craft area is a mess right now again, but that's because I have got all my Christmas stuff out that I'm doing crafts for, and oh my gosh, I'm telling you. And you know, I've been doing so much crafting in my house, I have got to take one day, and I might get Mom to help me. I got to take one day. I've got to dust, I've got to vacuum, I've got to wash the floors. You know, when I had my babies, my fur babies, when I had them, I was constantly cleaning because there was litter, you know, with their paws. After going in the litter box, there'd be litter, and I'd be sweeping constantly because I didn't want Mom in her bare feet. She's rarely in bare feet. She's always got slippers on, but, you know, I don't want her stepping on it. So I've always washed. Since they've been gone, I have, you know, although I hear them once in a while, I'm sure they're haunting me. I'm sure they're saying, Mommy, because I hear scratch, can hear click click once in a while. I hear scratching, or I go to walk and thinking one's near my feet and be careful, you know, things we do, habits. Anyway, guys, that's it for this week. I have got to get cleaning. I've got to. Somebody want to come over and clean my house? I'm a bad girl. And it's funny, I keep Mom's room clean. And I keep the kitchen clean. And the rest of the house is just a joke. A joke. I'm a slob. What can I say? There is someone on YouTube, their channel is, I think it's called The Secret Slob. That's me. I'm a secret slob. I don't tell anybody. Well, except you guys, but you're not going to tell anybody, are you? Anyway, guys, I got to go. I've got to get things done. Thanks for joining me today, and I hope to see you tomorrow for another, I think it's week 2 of my 12 weeks of Christmas, and I hope you enjoy it, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.